Okay, hi everyone. This is video take 2. I think I never hit record the last time. Oh, this is not easy. Anyway, all right, so you're going to need a calculator. If you don't have your calculator, stop and go get it. This is the second day of altitude to the hypotenuse. Tomorrow it's going to be the third day of altitude to the hypotenuse, and you're going to be on your own, okay? So today's the day you need to get it. All right, so I have to read the words. Oh, and we're going to find everything, not just what it says to find. All right, ABC is a right triangle with ACB as the right angle. That means that your C is up here. And CD is the altitude drawn to the hypotenuse. Hopefully you realize that they told you twice how to label this, because they told you that AB was the hypotenuse. It's going to be the same picture for every one. All right, we're going to do the odds together, and then for homework, I would like you to do the evens. And again, you need to do all the missing pieces, okay? Okay, so AD equals 3, CD equals 6. All right, we have the altitude involved here. Now, you might want to put the Jay Leno's into the picture because you're going to need them every time. Okay, so being that the altitude is involved, I'm going to use the altitude loop first. Then I'm going to add them. That'll get me AB. Then I'm going to find Y, and then I'm going to find Z. Okay, all right, I'm going to use highlighters on this. Okay, all right, so as we said, we're going to do the altitude loop first. So for this one we have, follow your loop. 3 is to 6 as 6 is to x. When I cross multiply, I get 3x equals 36. Divide both sides by 3, so x equals 12. Okay, so we found our x. Let's go for our y now. Well, actually, I'm going back to pencil for a second. Since this is 12, AB will be 15. So I'm going to need that 15 for the leg loops. All right, now remember the leg loops are going for the big triangle. So we need to make the bigger loops. We're going to start at the Jay Leno there. And there's your loop. Some of you need to practice making the loops because they go in the wrong direction, or that's my experience. Follow your loop. 15 is to y as y is to 3. So I get y squared equals 45. Square root on both sides. Guys, I want you to practice simplifying your radical. All right, if you don't know the perfect square that's in 45, go into y equals, put in 45 divided by x, and then look at your table. Use the right-hand side to find the largest perfect square. All right, I'm hoping most of you know that it's 9 and 3. So 9 and 5. So 3 rad 5. Everybody knows why I said 3, right? Because I knew that the square root of 9 was 3. So y equals 3 rad 5. Green. Okay, I'm going to do the right leg loop now. 15 is to z as z is to 12. Okay, so if you use your calculator, 15 times 12, you should get z squared equals 180. Take the square root of both sides. So z equals rad 180. Split it up. If you don't know the perfect square in there, again, go into y equals 180 divided by x and look for the largest perfect square in the right-hand column. You should find that it's a 36 and it goes with a 5. Okay, so that's 6 rad 5. So z equals 6 rad 5. And that's what I want you to do for each one of them. Okay, so you have 2 for homework. We're going to do 3 together. Let me make sure I'm going to be in the picture all the way. Okay. Same picture, same letters, because they said use the same diagram for each one. Right angle there. Drop your altitude. This is the D, this is the C, this is the A, this is the B. Okay, AD equals 4. DB equals 10. I can do the J Leno right away. That's 14. And we're going to find everything. So I'm going to put an X here, a Y here, and a Z here. Okay. X first. Altitude loop. There it is, the little loop in the middle. So 4 is to X, as X is to 10. Cross multiply, X squared. Now I'm hoping some of you can see that this is going to be 2 rad 10 because there's no perfect squares in 10. But if you don't, that's okay. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. I'll see you later. 4 and 10. So X equals 2 rad 10. Okay. Okay, let's do the left leg loop. (14) is to Y, as Y is to 4. So if you want to do this in your head, double double. Okay, so double the 14, 28, double the 28, 56. So Y squared equals 56. Square root on both sides. So Y equals, go into your Y equals. I'm pretty sure there's a 4 in there. Yep. Well, actually, look there. It's 4 and 14. So square root, 4, 14. So Y equals 2 rad 14. I'm not liking this one too much because I don't have a nice pattern going on, but that's okay. All right. Double check it and you should find that that is what's going on. Okay, right leg loop. Come from your Jay Leno because it's the big triangle with the right triangle on the right hand side rather. Okay, so follow your loop. 14 is to Z, as Z is to 10. So Z squared equals 140. Right? I'm thinking most of you are going to have to go to your calculator, so I'm going to pause and do it. 140 divided by X. Second table. Okay. If you're using the right-hand column, you have to come down pretty far. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Square root, square root. All right, you should have found the 4 with the 35. So 2 rad 35 is my value for Z. Okay, number 4, you need to find everything. I'm sorry I didn't leave you enough room on there, but you might have some room over here on the right-hand side. Okay, so for 5, the words change. Okay, the altitude of a right triangle divides the hypotenuse into 2 segments. All right, now, so that means there's no letters on this one. I'm going to draw it the way I like it with the right angle up at the top because it's easier for me to do my loops that way. Okay, we don't have to put any letters on it because it didn't tell me how to label it. So the lengths of the segments are 5 and 20. You need to Jay Leno this because you're going to need this. 25, because again, we're finding everything. So I'm going to put an X here, a Y here, and a Z here. Okay. All right, let's go for the altitude loop first. Follow your loop. 5 is to X, as X is to 20. So X squared equals 100. Square root on both sides. Let me double check that I'm still in the picture. And I'm not. All right, sorry. Catch up with me. You know, if I pull it up higher, I feel like it's going to be too small for you. And I don't know if you can zoom in when you're looking at a video. I'm not sure. If somebody knows that, tell me, because I can pull it up and just do the whole thing, that I don't fall out of there. Okay, hopefully you're all caught up with me. All right. Let's do the left leg loop. Okay, follow your loop. 25 is to y as y is to 5. So y squared, right? This one's easy to do in your head. And actually, I'm hoping you can see it's going to be 5 rad 5 because you got the 25 times 5. If you don't, once again, it's okay. 25 times 5, 5/4 is $1.25. That's an easy way to do it in your head. Square root on both sides. 25 with the 5. There you go. There's exactly what we said, right? So y equals 5 rad 5. Okay, right leg loop. So 25 is to z as z is to 20. Okay, so 20 times 25. Hopefully most of you can do this in your head. So you have 500. So z squared equals 500. All right, now, I don't know why, but I always have trouble with the hundreds. It's a stupid one to have trouble with, but largest perfect square in there is 100, and it goes with a 5. You have the 25 and the 4. Everybody see that right there? There's your perfect square. So 10 rad 5 is my z. All right, good. Hopefully this is getting better and better. Okay, I need to line up again. All right, that's kind of in the right spot. Okay, hopefully I remember to move it for 9. All right, number 7 is a little tricky. It's not a find everything question. All right, if the altitude to the hypotenuse of a right triangle, okay, so the words are telling me to do this. Right triangle, the altitude to the hypotenuse. If the altitude measures 8, what could the segment measures be? All right, so I would want to know what these two could be. Well, if I follow my altitude loop, I'll use colors. It doesn't really matter on this one because we're really only going to answer one question. There's your altitude loop. So I have x is to 8 as 8 is to y. So x times y has to equal 64. Now, if you look at the choices up here, the only one that gives me a product of 64 is the 2 and the 32. So that was a little tricky, but not horrible. If we'd been doing this together, we would have had a lot more conversation about it. Okay. All right, for number 9, you see the 50 and the 30, the hypotenuse is 50, and one of the legs is 30. All right, we should have 3, 4, 5s all over the place here. Okay, so the hypotenuse of the triangle, which is going to be down there because it's across from the right angle, is 50. And in my picture, the shorter leg is 30. Right? Sometimes your picture isn't going to be drawn to scale, but as long as you follow your loops, that's fine. Okay, so we want to find this piece first. Because we're using the hypotenuse, we need to use one of the leg loops. And because I put the 30 here, we're going to use the left leg loop. Okay, so big loop. All right, so 50 is to 30 as 30 is to x. Cross multiply, you get 50x equals 30 times 30 is 900. Divide by 50 on both sides. And again, this one you could do in your head, hopefully. All right, so 18. And let me put my y and z in here. Y, z. And actually, if this one is 18, This one has to be 32. Okay, because 18 plus 32 is 50. Okay, so I'm going to do my altitude loop next. 18 is to y, as y is to 32. So y squared equals 18 times 32, 576. Now, because I already acknowledged that it's a 3, 4, 5, I know all of these are going to be whole numbers. We're not going to have radicals here. So 576 is a perfect square. So if you have the 576 sitting in your calculator, do second square root, second answer, and you should get 24. So y equals 24. Okay, let's do the z. We got the right leg loop. I need the blue. Okay, so 50 is to z as z is to 32. Cross multiply, z squared equals, should be 1600. So 50 times 32. Correctamundo, 1600. Square root. So z equals, again, hopefully you knew that it was going to be a perfect square. As we said, that it's all 3, 4, 5s, the triangles. Okay, so you have the evens for homework. Again, please make sure you find everything. Okay? All right, have a good day.